So hello and welcome to the channel. I can't even find the word to say how excited I've been all day with the release of 1.8 here on Assetto Corsa Competizione. And I think, as always, I think the whole community will say with just astonishment really, is how every single time that they release an update for this game, they just get it so wrong every single time. And I can't seem to put my finger on how it just seems utterly useless. And it'll come as a shock, I'm sure, to a lot of people to see me post this video, because I'm just utterly flabbergasted at how they get it wrong every single time they do a release. It's like, do they not do any testing whatsoever? I just cannot fathom how this gets through any sort of quality control before they release it. Who sits and looks at a screen like this and goes, oh yeah, let's just have one shot in pure clarity, and then we'll kind of have this offset, something in focus, something not in focus. And I can understand it, even in these sort of views that we're seeing, the aspect ratios, things will be in focus. But why show a picture that's utterly out of focus? Just like that, why show that picture at all? It's just an out of focus picture. And I'm kind of starting with like just what's on the screen just now. There's so many things wrong with this release. I'm just starting. I'd love this to be one of the most shared videos across the console Facebook pages, you just groups in anywhere. Just share this video, because I'm just sick and tired of getting hyped up for the release of the next patch for Assetto Corsa Competizione. I tell you what, it was probably the best it was on the day it released for me. There were things that you could actually do within the game, like mapping buttons. I've tried to map buttons to my keyboard or to my wheel, the Y button probably, just to come out of the pit. I usually press that button, as always, to come out of the pit, press it as my pit speed limiter, and now I look right and the pit speed limiter comes on. To change one of my traction control bindings, I now change traction control, and I also look left, and I cannot find for the love of me as to where to change that, because it's not in the options. So let's start this game off in the setups menu, and if we look down this bottom section here, we've got A to confirm, B for back, and the D-pad to navigate. There is no button in this section, the Y button that used to be there, to look at your setups. Now you're supposed to be pressing the 3-line button on Xbox. I don't know what it would be on PS4, PS5. But you're pressing that button. But where is the UI to tell you to do that? Where is the information on the HUD to tell you to do that? Why is that missing? Why is that missing? I don't understand why it's missing. Initially I thought, oh my god, someone has missed the setups option off the bloody game. I couldn't believe it. Thankfully one of the community let me know what that button was. But why should that be down to the community? If you're going to do things like this for the community, bring it out before you release it. I'm sure there's at least, you could send it out to 100 people and we could make it probably 100 times better before you decide to release it. Just utter frustration on my part, to be honest. The driving experience, is it any different? Not particularly, no. The car bounces around a lot, especially as you come up and over the top of Eau Rouge or Radion. You're getting the sensation of the dampers, I'm guessing the new tyre model. But that's great when you've got things like Motec, so that you can actually look at telemetry. In this option, you get Motec on PC. We don't get Motec on console. We don't even get UDP support for tablets. So we can't actually see what's going on with the setup. And I've watched other people, Aris, Dalking, do setups and using Motec. How are we supposed to compete on that same level with no telemetry option? You need to build in some sort of telemetry for console users. You really do. This is a setup that I've been using, but on the previous patch 1.7.14 I think 0, I managed to hit a 216.8 or something like that at Spa. Now I'm sort of in the 217s, 218s. So thanks very much. You've made console even slower. It just doesn't have the same level of grip at all. Lows more, I won't say lows more, but there's more understeer, there's less manoeuvrability in the car. Obviously the setup needs adjusting. Whether I'll be able to get back into the 216s, I've got no idea. But just to gripe straight away, I've not had any crashes yet within the game. I've heard a number of people still getting stuck in the pits and unable to leave the pits. That was probably one of the first ones coming out. And the frustration, utter frustration. The special events page. What is happening with the special events page? We've had no special events for probably a year now. Why? It's such an easy thing to implement. Previous special events. When have all these special events been available? I don't remember any of these special events being available. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. We haven't even had bloody Season 2. We haven't even had Season 3. Can I choose one of these to start it? No. So what's the point in even looking at it? Current events. Let's go to there. This same event that we've had. I don't even know when this event became. Now we've just got a new leaderboard to populate with one bloody game. It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Multiplayer option. It's great. You can see the server list when it eventually comes up. Still waiting for it to come up. Let's refresh the list. Nope. Let's try again. Server list. Let's try all servers. No servers found. I guess we've gone offline because there's so many issues with the game. What else could we look at? Probably moving around the menu. That's the only different menu I seem to have come across. You've got these different series. It's not a massive bonus to the game. You could choose all these things in just like the sub menu that was previously there. 2021, maybe we've got some new liveries in here. Big wow. We've still got, when you come into the showroom, we've got these stupid blurred images still. We've probably got in this section as well, when you choose the ghost that you want to race against, that doesn't work. It's never worked. So from day one, you could race in one ghost, choose to have that ghost race you in the next. That doesn't work. That's never worked. Driver options. Customize your driver. Alright. I'd like to change my abbreviation from PLY. I'd like to change it. I'd like to change the username. I cannot change that. Still not able to change it. Thankfully all my stats are still there, but obviously they're still loading. They were there earlier, but what the hell is going on with this game? Seriously. It's no wonder D3T or T3, whatever they were called, D3T I think, swapped it over to Untold Games. I mean, why is this taking so long to load? I'm just guessing everything has gone offline because there's just so many issues with the game. Gallery, all my saves are still there. Let's see if one of these loads. Version 1.10. In all fairness, I'd have been happier just keeping the other version of the game, to be honest. At least that loads great. You can watch a replay. I don't know whether I can save a replay. Another thing I wanted to look at, which it just blows me away to think why you would even do this. So let's go to drive.
Give it all you can.
And we look at our clock. Up here in the left hand corner. Why have we gone back to the delta 0.00 when the rest of the delta is to 3 decimal places? Why have we only got the 2 decimal places in the delta? I just don't know why you would do that. So look left is also my pit limiter button. I can't change it. Let's go into the options menu, controls, and dynamic damping. I'm sure in version 1.8 on PC they've got damping. We haven't got damping. Doesn't make much difference. Settings on my wheel, just in case anyone's interested in knowing. Sensitivity is auto. Force feedback should be on auto, but I think I've brought this down to 90 just for my shoulder. Drift mode -1. EFF in is 10. Brake balance 60. MPS auto. Brake force 3. But that's a personal preference. Anyway, let's move across in this stupid menu that still doesn't work properly. Oh, it does work. We can finally jump from one to the other without having to move up. So that's one good thing I've found so far. So shift up and down. Yep. Can I use my keyboard? Can I map this button to the keyboard? Let's toggle the wiper on and off. Let's press 2. No. Why can't you map buttons to a bloody keyboard? We've had keyboards on console for years now. Why is it impossible for you to understand that people want more functions than what's on the bloody wheel? So we can use the keyboard to come up and down. Brilliant. Let's go to the view options. Oh, we've got one single view option to cycle through the cameras. What about look left and look right? Look up, look down. But I can look up and look down. They map to bloody buttons on my wheel. So the Y button, I can choose to change my traction control. The X button changes to a different traction control, but it also looks left. But there is no function to look left and look right. You can cycle up and down in the hood. These D-pad left and right, why would you even assign those to those two functions? It just, I don't understand that. Mappable buttons, we want them on the keyboard. We want to be able to map our own buttons to button boxes that we have on console, to keyboards that we have on console. It's not the dark ages. We've had these things on console for a long time. You're just focusing purely on how things handle. It's like, why can't you go through Eau Rouge consistently? There's that bloody bump at the bottom of Eau Rouge. It's like 1 in 5 laps. I'm just absolutely fuming with this game. And There's just so many things that should be there. They should be doable. They were more doable when the game first came out. I really did want 1.8 to be this all singing, all dancing game, but this special events thing just really does frustrate me. Alright, you can start a new career, brilliant, you can carry on with that career. Single player option looks not much different. Obviously we've got no new cars, no new tracks at this stage, all to come in I think November, end of October. But obviously I'm assuming multiplayer's just gone offline because people are already having issues with it, or there's actually so many people wanting to play the game, so many people that have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for this update, people that have got issues with the wheels that are still not working, people that when they used to load the setups they just crash to the main menu. Please try again. You've got so many people wanting this game to be great, and before long there's going to be Forza Motorsport comes out, and I really do hope you don't lose everyone to Forza Motorsport or someone else that comes along, because this franchise is fantastic when it actually works. The game experience is fantastic. But there's just so many tiny flaws within this game that are fundamental things that shouldn't be allowed to come like this to console. It just frustrates me. So if people are buying things, I've seen the Coach Dave Academy as you drive around on some of the billboards, and someone mentioned it in one of the Facebook pages earlier, will those setups work on this game for console? I have got absolutely no idea, because this game is never been the same as it is on PC. It's slower. Why is it slower? Why don't you adjust the altitude of the output of the engine? Because it's just totally off pace. You cannot set a 158 on console at Bathurst. You can't set a 214, 215 at Spa on console. No one can set that lap time. But it seems to be doable on PC. So if it's doable on PC, it should be doable on console. Servers disconnected. So it's obviously totally been taken offline because they've absolutely cocked up once again. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's really enthused you into wanting to get things going with the Assetto Corsa Competizione. If you've been away from the game for a long time and you've been looking forward to coming back, just put your feet up for another 3 months while they sort up all the cock-ups that they've put in this game. Utterly disgusted with it. A message from somebody else that plays the game a lot. Can't connect to servers. Yes, neither can I. Can't do a lot of things on this game which I would want to do. But that's my rant over. I've ranted for 20 minutes nearly about a game that I absolutely love. But that love affair is slowly coming to an end, I think. Unless it gets sorted pretty quickly, because there's a lot of frustrated people on console spending good money on this game, and time again it's the release for console, 1.8 for console, 1.7 whatever it was for console, and every time I don't understand how it can be released in this format. Do some bloody testing before you release it. Send it out to numerous people that play on the bloody game. Just have some sort of test base, because I don't know where you're testing it, because you release it every single time with fundamental problems. Just disgusted, absolutely disgusted with it. But thanks for watching. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. Please leave all your ranting comments in the comment section. Share this video on Facebook, share it on Twitter, wherever you want to share it. But let's just get the audience, get Untold Games get Kunos involved with getting the game tested before they release it on console, because it's just an utter disappointment. But thanks for watching, thanks for coming to the channel, thanks for all your support, and till next time, ciao for now.